Hello everyone, today we'll start the final section of 1.1, the challenges and opportunities for starting up a business for the Diploma Business Management course. This is an assessment objective 2 piece of content, meaning that it comes up in short response questions, but also can be used in support of larger extended responses like those 10-mark questions. It is, like I mentioned at the end of the previous video, which you should watch if you haven't, that this is a useful way for considering whether the people or person mentioned within the case studies, has what it takes to, say, expand a business or make a rapid change in the business that is described within the case study. So let's start with the opportunities in starting a business. So for entrepreneurs, there's many opportunities, great reasons to start a business. But there are also challenges, which we'll get into later. But let's start with the positive. The first one, and it's a great motivator for a large number of people, is autonomy. Autonomy being the ability to do something yourself for yourself. A lot of people find it difficult or hard to work underneath others, especially if they have different ideas about how things should be done, or if their aims don't match up with those of the organization. People who value autonomy see that freedom of choice as a major motivator that pushes them into entrepreneurship and business ownership. Of course, they have to be willing to wear that financial risk of doing that. But this is definitely a major motivator for people and an opportunity when starting a business. Another one is new ideas. So one of the, some of the most successful businesses start with a new or innovative idea. That person, maybe through working for other people, has seen an unserved need or want. They've identified that there's people out there that want this product or service and no one is offering it, or at least they're not offering it at the level they should be, and I can do better. So often when new ideas are on the table, this is a great opportunity for someone to start a new business. Next is passion projects. So a lot of businesses and a lot of entrepreneurs base their ideas around a personal hobby, an interest, or a passion. And an opportunity of being in business is to pursue that and to make something that you love your job. Often in this case, the drive to succeed comes from their love and enthusiasm for the product or service that they offer. You have to be cautious around this and make sure you do your market research, that there are enough other people out there that feel the same way as you do. But it's really a great opportunity of starting a business is to do something that you personally believe in as your job. And, a lot of people will go through their whole life and never, have that feeling. Of course, there's a big one, financial rewards. Entrepreneurs and business owners have a potential to earn much more than someone who remains an employee. If they already have money, they can grow that money also beyond what is possible with traditional investments. A successful business will far outperform the stock market or term deposits or anything like that. And so it can be a great way to get financial rewards much greater than you would normally get. You can have multiple of these opportunities present that I've mentioned, but financial rewards is often one of the big ones. I've known people who have pursued business simply for the financial reward, without any real passion for the product. They simply identified an opportunity, executed well, made money, right? They didn't have a passion or desire to make that particular company. They just did a good job and made the money. So, financial rewards are a great opportunity in business if you have the skills required. And then balance. So not every business is a massive business. Some highly successful professionals move away from working in the corporate world into small business as a way to have a more flexible schedule, a more balanced schedule, to have more time for their family, to spend more time doing things they like doing rather than, commuting to work and working 80 or 100 hours in a corporate environment. So this is a situation where it can also be called a lifestyle business, where someone maybe doesn't expand the business or doesn't grow a large business simply because they have done it primarily to achieve balance rather than strictly for profit. But this is definitely an opportunity that a business owner has, is to decide what that balance is for themselves. So we have to look at challenges. All these opportunities are great, but nothing comes for free, right? Nothing worth doing is going to be easy. If you're aware of the, risk to reward ratio, if you're looking for great rewards, there's some risk and uncertainty involved in that. And the greater the reward you're looking for, usually the higher the risk. It's also a sad reality that a large number of new businesses fail in their first couple of years. So the challenges do exist, they are real. And just because you want to be successful doesn't mean that you're going to be. So the first one, and it's actually a big barrier to a lot of people, is having poor knowledge and expertise in running a business. We can have people who are, experts at the creation of their product or their service, or are passionate about that product or service, but don't have the knowledge and expertise in running a business. They don't have the management skills, the leadership skills, the financial reporting skills. Of course, you can hire people to do these things for you, but especially as a business just starts, there's unlikely to be the money to hire these people. So for some time, the business owner, the entrepreneur, is probably going to have to look after these things themselves. And if they don't acknowledge the things that they don't know and don't actively work on improving their knowledge and expertise, it's going to be a real challenge for them to grow the business to a point where they can bring in those skilled employees. Next, and something that can never be discounted, is competition. There are not many what we would consider blue oceans. Blue oceans is a product strategy. It will come up in the marketing unit. But basically what it means is a blue ocean is a market where there is no competition. You're essentially entering a new wide blue ocean. This is quite rare, and in general, any market you enter in will have one or more competitors. Challenging someone in an existing market, especially if they're a market leader, can be very difficult. A market leader will generally be profitable, have a large market share, they're well established, they have a well-known name and brand, and they've probably achieved economies of scale. They're probably, their capital equipment is paid for, or, has been, around for a long time, and they're not investing money right now. And so for a new business to come in, expend a whole bunch of money on the required capital equipment, the marketing, and actually developing a product that, in the eyes of the consumer, challenges, the existing market leader or leaders, very difficult. Next, we have product market fit. This is a challenge for all new businesses. Things that can seem like a great idea on paper or in the mind of the entrepreneur or business owner aren't always well received by the market. Often we see this when people's enthusiasm overtakes common sense. They love the idea, they think the idea is great, and they don't do enough market research to, really understand whether there is enough of a demand within the market to create a new business. And so doing that preliminary market research and making sure there's good product market fit is a real challenge for new businesses. Just asking your friends and family is not enough, because your mum will tell you your idea is great. Does everyone else think that way? Maybe not. Marketing. People seem to think that marketing will take care of itself sometimes. I'll just post on Facebook, I'll get my friends to share things, whatever it happens to be. But marketing is not as easy as it can look from the outside. Having a great product helps, but it's not enough to build a business from. Many new businesses have a challenge of getting their product or their service out into the public eye and to get people to try it, to reach into their pocket for that very first time and give their money to you. Often it comes down to quite a poorly thought out marketing strategy as the business begins. People thinking that it will just take care of itself, or that they don't have the money in the beginning to market effectively. They overinvest in the product, in the development of the product, in capital equipment, and they don't set aside the money to market effectively, and it can lead to the business not being successful. What underpins all of the challenges really is finances. It is expensive for a new business to establish itself. Even the smallest of businesses you can imagine, say a tiny little coffee shop. There's a reason why there are so many coffee shops, is that it's relatively cheap in terms of businesses to set one up. You need premises, you'll need to pay some deposit, first months of rent, you'll need to buy machinery, you'll need to maybe do a refit of the shop. Even for such a simple business, we're talking potentially tens of thousands of dollars up front before even the first customer walks through the door. It's very difficult to get external financing for such an endeavor. Business is very risky, and banks understand that. They aren't throwing money at small businesses, in this way. And so usually entrepreneurs, business owners have to finance their business initially through personal savings or from friends and family. And it can take quite some time to achieve profitability. You might not in your first 6 months see positive cash flow. And this is something that a lot of people entering business for the first time don't quite understand, and they're not prepared for. They think, we'll open the doors and we'll start to make money and everything will be fine. And 3 months down the road, the bank account's empty and they have to close. Finances are probably the single biggest reason why new businesses aren't successful at such a high rate. They just don't have the funds available to continue until they reach that profitable state. This is the last video from section 1.1. So next we'll move into 1.2, which is all about different types of businesses. We'll start by looking at the private and public sector and the difference between the two, what type of businesses operate in each. If you want to catch that video when it's released, or you want to browse the catalog of Diploma Business Management videos in the playlist, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.